Today we are going to get into some more linear equations. So linear equation notes here are used for the Schoology assessment that you have for today. So make sure you watch this video first before you take that assessment. All right, now in a linear equation, the slope is the rate of change and the y-intercept is where point x equals 0. So I'll show you what that means. So when x is 0, we have our y-intercept. So obviously, if we put 0 in right here for x, this would just be y equals 0 plus 3, which is 3. Okay? Therefore, our y-intercept should be 3. So whenever x is 0, we have our y-intercept. And if you look at the graph, this would be what? 0, 3. This point here, our y-intercept would be 0, 3. X would be 0. So wherever x is 0, we have our y-intercept. And the slope, of course, is the rate of change. Here we would have our slope, right? It would be equal all down the line. All right. Next, we have this table here. We're going to use this table to fill in these blanks. The slope of this function would be what? And we're going to use the points -2, -7, -1, -4 first. Now, if we use those points, we will have -7 minus -4 over -2 minus -1, which is a slope of -7 plus 4 over -2 plus 1, which is -3 over -1, which is just 3. And we have a slope of 3, and I don't have to do the next one because this is slope of 3. I can obviously see that this one also goes up 3 units, right? Because -4 plus 3 is -1. So this is also a slope of 3. Okay? So we have the same slope throughout. And this only works when we have a x coordinate that goes in order. As you can see, -2, -1, 0 is going in order. So our slope would be -3. I'm sorry, +3. Sorry, +3. And our y-intercept would be wherever x is 0. So x is 0 right here. Therefore, our y-intercept should be -1 on the graph. All right. And if I'm going too fast, of course, you can pause and rewind this video. Please feel free to do that. This is the same question, but this time using a graph, right? So let's look at this. The slope of this function would be what? Obviously, this is a negative slope because our line is going down. And I have the points already labeled here, so we can just go over 1 and up 2. So this would be rise over run, which is, we're rising 2, we're going over 1, 2 over 1. Now it's negative, of course, because this line is going down, going from left to right. So this is -2 for our slope. Now the y-intercept is already labeled, boom, right here, 0, 5, or you can just say 5. Okay. Next, we have a limo driver. We're trying to figure out what the linear function would be for this particular example. A limo driver is charging $100 for a service fee and $3 for every mile they have to drive. What would be the function of a limo driver's charge after driving X miles? So we have a function here. Obviously, the charge is going to be Y, and we're going $3 for every mile, and we have X miles, so we're going to put X there. And we have a $100 fee off top, so we're going to put plus 100 as our constant. Right, because this should be our y-intercept. 100 should be our y-intercept because we're getting charged $100 off the bat going 0 miles, right? So if x is 0, our y-intercept has to be 100. Okay, so this would be our function for this particular problem.